at every point in your life, what is working is more than what's not working. There are more things to thank God for. It's more difficult to give our troubles to God than our triumphs. We enjoy talking about our troubles. Ask a church, let's rise up and pray a prayer of thanksgiving for life. You will hear a pin drop. Right? Everybody will just, Lord, I just thank you, I'm awake today. But let's pray that before we get to him, the devil will not attack us. Hey, you will start hearing some bazooka, some revving. You see, it's a mental defect. How do you draw conclusions about yourself, about people, about situations, about circumstances in your life? How do you arrive at conclusions? You get a promotion from work, the only thing you think about is thanksgiving. You never ask God, why are you promoting me? But you get fired, God, why did they fire me? We only ask why when things aren't working. Everything we do in the name of this Christianity, if it is not that we become like Christ. If I said something that if God said, be perfect as I am perfect, he said he wasn't joking. That's exactly what he means. Paul told the church in Colossae, he said that I'm preaching this word, it should come to you, making you blameless, without fault, in the midst of a perverse and crooked generation. So a follower of Christ, one who has pledged allegiance to Christ, can't say we are all humans. Then where is the standard? Right? Where is the standard? Because we are supposed to be standard. You are going to start to be able to process all that if you start in the beginning. If you don't see everything in this life through the lens of Christ, you will always miss it. Guaranteed, you are going to miss it. How you see people, how you hear narratives, how you buy into stories, right? You can't really come up with anything that is authentic. Those questions must be answered. Who is he? What he came for? What he taught? Why he died? Why he resurrected? How he intends to live in you and I today. I've always lived with this conviction since I got saved and have a little bit of Bible knowledge. Anywhere you see problem in the world is because there's a departure from God's design. God's design for government is all the powers that be, they are ordained of God, right? The political power must submit to spiritual power. Economic power must submit to spiritual power. But when those who claim ownership or the stewards of the spiritual power are corrupted, then you know that's a real problem. The prophet, the priest must constantly be speaking truth to power, and power don't like being spoken to. People who have pledged allegiance that the lordship of Christ is not a bumper sticker, it's a reality of life, then you will begin to see the totality of life from totally different perspective. You will see exactly what's going on in the world. You will see that there's a culture war going on and church is a victim. There's no difference now between church. I mean, when you begin to say this is the most popular pastor, this is the richest pastor in the world, I don't know where we get those patterns from. Something shaped that mind. You need to ask yourself what's shaping you. What do you echo without thinking? Paul said, don't just become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. He said, instead, fix your attention on God. What is shaping you? The instructions you give to your children, who inspired it? What inspired it? Do a self-audit. Are you conforming to the world or you are being transformed by Christ? Are you seeing people, places? Because when Jesus is truly Lord, you will see God differently. You will see church differently. You will see the world differently. You will begin to see God as not just one distant God who is not in touch with realities of today's life. You will see him as a God that is immanent, that is with us. The minimum requirement when we talk about Christianity, that God doesn't want part of you. He wants the whole of you.
This message is from the Kingdom Citizens Pavilion, Jos, Nigeria.